Alrighty, back into it again. Alright, first thing we're gonna do is pick this up. This is the Eye of a Blood-Drunk Hunter beckons hunters to the hunter's nightmare. A deformed creature will whisk you away outside Urban Chapel. Now, we're gonna grab this. See what it says. It's a key item. The Eye of a blood-drunk hunter, its pupil is collapsed and turned to mush, indicating the onset of the scourge of beasts. A hunter who goes drunk with blood is said to be taken by the nightmare, destined to wander forever, engaged in an endless hunt. It is a fate that no hunter can escape. Oh, we also actually got a reward for beating Vicar Amelia that I forgot about. This is the gold pendant, a pendant of Vicar Amelia, used to change into a blood gem, which fortifies weapons. This pendant, passed down among the vicars who head the healing church, is a reminder of the cautionary adage, words that will open the gates of Bergenworth. Now, we're going to crush this, get the gold blood gem. Oh my goodness, why are you doing that? But I've been farming for a while, so I've upgraded our sword to +6, which is going to help a lot in the nightmare. I've also leveled up quite a bit, and gotten some supplies. This increases attack versus beasts by 12.6. Not bad, but I don't think we're really... hold on. I don't think we're really going to be facing off against many beasts, so... I'll probably try and equip that for Ludwig's boss fight, which is the first boss of the DLC, I think. But first off, we are going to be heading to Hemwick Charnel Lane. This is not a necessary part of the game, but we are going to be getting the rune tool. The Carol Rune tool, which will allow us to equip runes on our character. And this is going to be important because these things can really change the tide sometimes. Like with increased stamina, more damage from visceral attacks, you can carry more bullets or vials, stuff like that. We have a few runes already. This one, which allows us to hold blood vials, is probably good. The Quicksilver Bullets one is definitely good. The Visceral Attacks. The Moon Rune we got. I forgot about that one. That one's very good. That'll allow us to get way more echoes. But... I probably should have opened the way to Hemwick. But this area is actually based off of a story that was made by H.P. Lovecraft. I'm pretty sure it's called, maybe the Witches of Hemwick. I know the bosses are, or the boss is like called the Witch of Hemwick. But, God, I hate dog enemies. These are the most annoying ones in the game. There's going to be quite a bit of bone ash, which is useful because it drastically increases damage from your, Jesus, firearms. Ow. Getting PTSD flashbacks of Henrique. Good place to get quicksilver bullets, though. Pretty sure rifleman enemies have... I think, like, they always drop some bullets, which is good for you. It's good for farming quicksilver. Bullets. Good get. There, 9 ash. This one was more in this area, but... Oh, L, I will also be able... I can also do other games other than, Bloodborne, so just tell me if this game gets, like, a little too boring, or, like, at the end of this one, if you want to do more streams, because I've got a few that are, pretty good, like The Outer Worlds I got, Control, Infamous Second Son, we can, of course, do Dark Souls 3. I really do want to play that one, because, okay, that game is good, Don't worry, I didn't see him either. Switch to, Oh, I did the Hypogean jail. The, I'm sorry, I kind of did it by accident. I completely forgot when I was fighting a kidnapper. There's like just a little cutscene of me getting kidnapped and taken to the jail. But if you do want to watch the cutscene, you'd probably be able to find it on YouTube. It's not really anything special. It's like just like 30 seconds, so I'm sorry about that, though. But I cleared out the jail, got some stuff. I actually got a new armor set and weapon, the Tonitrus, which is a trick weapon that's basically just a mace, and it doesn't really transform at all, but the cool thing about it is that when you do it, when you activate its effect, it will actually get bolt damage. It'll like electrify, so it'll do that damage without the need of like bolt taker. I don't think there's many weapons that really do a transformation like that, except maybe for like the Chikage and the Bloodletter, but those are blood damage, which is the same damage as Dome. Another interesting thing about that is blood tinge damage is guaranteed to knock down animal, but mostly dogs. Like if you shoot a dog, it'll get sent flying, and that can really, really help if you're getting swarmed by dogs. You'll take a few of them out. Completely forgot about that. That one's on me. Not okay. Oh, I also leveled up enough so that I can now use the Hunter's Bone, which is great. See? Pretty useful. Allows us to close the distance and dodge much better than before. The only problem is its ravenous consumption of quicksilver bullets, requiring 4 to use, and the other downside is that it doesn't last super long, so that can lead to problems if you're in the middle of the fight, because you have to keep using it. I don't really feel a need to use it much, but when I do, it can really help in tight situations. Like especially with the Orphan of Cause boss fight at the end of the DLC. Alright. There's Hemwick Charnel Lane. I don't really know super high amount of lore about this place. Just that everyone here is crazy. Like these crazy people, see, they just vibing. Friend's mom comes and tries to break up the Nerf sword fight. Okay. Is this a guillotine? Ow. Jesus. Ow. Unnecessary violence is unnecessary. But I got the Yahar'gul set, like this one, that actually is like a metal helm and stuff. I forget if there's really any good point to using it. I think the best part about it is it just has maybe better than usual physical defense, but I'm not quite sure about that. That was me after the fight with Henrique. I mean, probably. Seems to be the normal, I don't know quite what word, attitude, maybe? Temperament of people in Yharnam? I mean, it must be okay if literally everyone is doing the exact same thing in this city. Hello, dog. I hate you. Oh, I thought I... Wait. Oh! Woman throwing Molotovs. Well, we're gonna come and stab her for just a second. Not that one. Get it! Sorry, old lady. Oh, that was... not okay. Good. We're good. We're okay. We're doing this. We're... Another lady throwing stuff at me? That's unnecessary. Come on. Be better than this. Here. Oh, that's gonna be a while, because we have to get through one of the harder areas of the game. It's like a little secret thing. And it's also not really a part of the main story. But if you want to get the squid ending, we'll kind of have to wait to kill the imposter until after the blood moon, because yeah, she'll basically die during then we can loot a umbilical cord from her. But we are going to go through there, because there's actually a item that we're going to want to be able to go to Canehurst Castle. Which is how we'll be able to join the Covenant of the Vile Bloods, get their badge, and also get access to some interesting trick weapons and also good farming spot for Bloodstone Chunks, which is what we'll use to upgrade our weapon up until weapon level 9. But there are some good ones, like a rapier with a pistol hidden inside. So there's some good stuff there. It's also the way to progress Alfred's questline. Now the main thing we're going to want to do during that is join the Covenant of the Vile Bloods first. Damn, look at all these horses. Then we'll grab a little thing inside Annalise's chamber, hand it off to Alfred. He'll go to Canehurst, and then he'll smash the Queen to a bloody pulp after he goes insane a little bit. We'll let him live. He'll go back to the statue we met him at, kill himself. Then we can loot the badge off his body, and then later in the game we'll be able to revive Annalise. Wait, what the hell? Oh, damn it. There's a wandering nightmare there. But yeah, I learned an interesting thing about this game is that some people have gone their entire game without ever coming through this area because it's just... Oh my goodness, I'm not this bad at climbing the rafters, I swear. They've gone through like the entire game without having to deal with this area because they just never came here and they never accessed runes. But I'm not good at the game, so I'm gonna rely on runes. I knew I could hear a man up here. Get some stuff. How advanced knowledge do I have? Ooh, 17! Wow! But we are going to want to go into the Forbidden Forest to, find a specific character named Voltaire, Master of the League. Probably before we actually beat Ludwig, because he can be a huge help in the fight. We can, of course, just summon a normal Old Hunter Henriette, but if we join the League Covenant and get his rune, which is very much more useful than the other ones, oh wait, no, never mind. It just increases health by 2% in co-op. The Executioner rune is the one that is really good. That one is... It increases how much your blood vials actually heal. So, but we don't really have any good Covenant runes, so we're gonna go with that one. That also allows us to summon Voltaire and another League Confederate for the fight with Ludwig. And will also allow us to get a Vermin from the fight, which is what we use to level up in the League Covenant. And if we crush 5 of those, then we will become the new Master of the League, and we'll get access to Voltaire's unique helmet, the League Confederate helmet, which is just basically a bucket with a hole in it that we put on our head. Jesus! It did not know what that. If it was for that tree, or else it would have been molten. We should have enough twin bloodstone shards to upgrade quite a bit in some of the weapons we find in the Nightmare. I know, right? And it goes well with his constable set, because he just... It looks so dorky. It looks like, you know the old British constables you see and stuff? Like with a big blue hat Like the hard hat and the rubber truncheon. Like have a little bit of a cape going on. So that's essentially Vulture's outfit, and we'll get the actual normal parts of the outfit in the old Hunter's DLC, scattered throughout a little bit. But the helmet, it is something we only get by either killing Vulture or crushing 5 vermin, which we get from co-op. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to get the full 5. I know that I can, if he survives, get maybe 1 from the Ludwig boss fight, or something, and from 3 red-eyed hunters in the DLC area, so that'll be 4 down. Yeah. Oh my god, there's so many guys. There's an interesting thing about Vulture's helmet, because it has, I think they're, like, identical in terms of defense, but when it comes to the actual descriptions and name of the helmet, it'll change depending on if you kill them. It'll be like the metal helm, like the metal bucket helm, or it'll be Master of the League helm. But he also gives a badass gesture where he like put a hand over our heart and raise a cane into the air. Very, very, very fancy. Sweet, that's another rune. Forget, what does Lake do? It should increase... Oh, this one's really good! Physical damage reduction by 3%. That'll be fucking amazing. Alright. Definitely we're gonna be using that one. But yeah, so we've got quite a bit of stuff to do, but I'm gonna try and speed run through this boss. Now, there's an interesting thing about this boss. Now, normally, it can be, honestly, a little difficult. And there's a reason why. Because you're going to be fighting the boss who, by themselves, they're not that hard. But they summon these enemies into the game that are actually pretty difficult. Or maybe they're not pretty difficult, but they're very annoying and can swarm you in a way where you'll just get overwhelmed. But there's actually a little trick to this boss fight that only happens if you have insight. So if you have at least 1 insight, which the game is actually going to give us to make sure, then the boss will be backed up by these enemies. But I'm going to go and spend all the insight in the shop, and it will trivialize the boss fight, because those enemies that help the boss, they won't show up. So it's a good thing to remember, because the boss fight by itself is not hard. Because the boss really just sort of it's really just like an old lady moving around. Like, she has some high damaging, like, spell attacks, but even then, it's not that bad. We can just go behind her, use a charged attack, and then just do a visceral attack on her, and just rinse and repeat, and then boom, she's done. Donezo. Get some Adman's knowledge. Should have like 18. Switch this. And 700 marks. Now, take a good look at the screen. You see this thing? Those will continuously spawn if we have insight. Now, see how I had 3 before the fight, but now I'm at 4. The game gives you at 1 insight for starting this boss to kind of make sure that, hey, you're going to be dealing with these assholes. But we're going to go back to the dream, and we're going to spend all this insight at the Insight Messenger store. And those enemies won't spawn. So we'll just be dealing with like an old lady that can barely move and just has some easily avoided attacks. Here, get that, and Use this. And full tomb prospector outfit. Hooray! I can be a good hunter of the church. Gonna get. Yeah, we'll use insight for that. See if we can repair this Ludwig Holy Blade of our. Damn it! Need more echoes. But yeah, we're gonna fuck over this boss because she won't have any real defense now. I'm with. Alright, now we're just gonna speed run through all these enemies because actually will kill you. Because I have such a burning hatred for the elderly. Goodbye. Wait. Ow! Okay then. Rude. Oh, Jesus. It's not good. It's okay, there's a dog and a troll. Just lost my cool there. We're gonna heal. And continue on our way. Okay, we almost got completely fucked over. Look at that health. That's not okay. Okay. Alright, see? The Witch of Hell. Now, that enemy isn't popping up anymore. I didn't actually know this. I learned this from, I think, a Vadi Vidya video. Now, the main problem and annoyance of this boss fight is she's like invisible, I think. Kind of, see? She just appeared. It's like when you get close enough, then she'll actually appear. You can just continue doing visceral attacks and stuff. And just, boom. See? Look at that health bar. She ain't got nothing. Oh, I see that. I see it. I see what you're doing. See you there, old lady. Boom. Oh, wow. Damage. Hope I didn't bug the goddamn game. Oh, forgot about that attack. Damn it. It's on me. Fell for it twice. Mistaken. You should be over here. Yeah. And boom, but I think a second one spawns in. Now, take a look at this. She's absolutely covered in eyeballs, which is gross. Oh. Alright. Lady is over here. Shit out of her. If you take too long, I think one of them will die, which is No good. So we're gonna fix the old lady. Alright, there we go. She's over here. I see ya. And boom! Easy as that. So, oh, Jesus. So remember to use up all that insight after you start this fight, or else it'll be much harder. But that was a cakewalk. This, and we are going to... Oh, look at this poor guy. We're gonna leave and equip those runes. Then we're gonna go to Erden Chapel and... well, you'll see. It's gonna be spooky. I know, right? She's not even that bad, like, as an enemy. Yeah, those are eyes. Absolutely covered in eyes. Absolute madwoman. Literally. We got one. Right. Now, there's only one real reason to do that fight, and it's to get this tool, which you'll use here. See, memorize a Carol rune to acquire its Eldritch Strength. Now, we've got a few. We don't have any Oath Memories. Oath Memories are runes that are specific to, like, groups, like the League, the Vile Bloods, the Executioners, and the Hunter of Hunters, which is the one Eileen is going to hand down to us at the end of her quest line, which is why I wanted to get it, because it's probably the most useful Oath Memory, because it actually increases the rate at which your stamina will recharge. But we are going to put that one, this one, and yeah, that one. So now we can hold 24 Quicksilver bullets, 21 blood vials, and we have a reduction, 3% reduction to the physical damage we take. Alright, we've got 47 Bloodstone shards, so we're going to be able to upgrade quite a few of the weapons we're about to find in the Hunter's Nightmare. But I'm saving a lot of these twin Bloodstone shards specifically for some good weapons. So upgrade. I think that's good for now. We should probably pick up the gold blood gem when we're going to be fighting Ludwig, but I'm not sure about that quite yet, because I know that in his first phase he counts as a beast, but the problem is that when he turns into his second phase, he's no longer counted as a beast, so that damage buff will no longer apply. This is also the armor that Ludwig apparently wore, because he was a tomb prospector, which is basically just a nicer way of saying grave robber. Let's figure out a way that a good outfit combination that looks good aesthetically. That does not look good. Oh, I also bought Gascoigne's set. So, I think this looks good. Now, we're going to head to Cathedral Ward, and we are going to go into the Hunter's Nightmare. Now, I want you to keep a close eye on your screen. Alright? Make sure you're watching, because this is gonna be important. Actually, just a second, I want to head back to the Hypogean jail before anything else, because I want to save Sister Adela, before I forget, because if you don't save her before the Blood Moon phase, then she's found outside, curled up as a corpse. So, you're gonna see a little bit of the Hypogean Gale. Hypogean. That's the first time I've been able to actually say it. But, yeah, just, man, I completely forgot that I wanted to do this. But, yes, I'm gonna pick her up, then we're gonna head back to Cathedral Ward, we're gonna get picked up by the asshole. Not a literal one. Figurative. But it's close to a literal one. And we're gonna be sent into the Hunter's Nightmare, which is basically hell. Got this church set. Oh yeah, this is a note I found. Mad men toil cerebrally in rituals to beckon the moon, uncover their secrets. But this area has some interesting stuff.
Oh, merciful God, help me. In the name of the healing church, cleanse us of this horrible dream.
Here. This is Sister Adela.
By your garb, the healing church, you've come to save me. Oh, thank you, dear saint. I have no words to express my relief. You can take this, at least.
Now, it's important to note that if you come down here, you have to be wearing Healing Church garb, or else she'll just continue being afraid of you and won't talk to you. But if you're wearing Healing Church garb, like this Tomb Prospector set, then she'll talk to you and you'll be able to send her to Erden Chapel.
Church like you. Oh, thank you so much, dear gods.
Right.
Thank you so much. I was seized on the street by the hulking brute in the cathedral ward and locked up here. There were many others, but they've been taken away. And I've heard moans echoing in the distance ever since.
This place is kinky.
So, the hunt is on tonight. Then the streets are perilous, and every door will be shut tight. Perhaps it isn't my place to ask, but do you know somewhere that might take me in?
Tell of Erden Chapel.
Thank you so much. I'll set out as soon as I can. I pray for success on your hunt, kind hunter.
Alrighty.
I pray for kind.
Now that is her. That's the final survivor we can send to Erden Chapel. So now we've sent the old deer, the stubborn man, Ariana, the woman of the night, and finally Sister Adela. So Chapel Dweller is going to be a happy little boy. Very good boy. Now we're going to actually find one more NPC, and I'm not talking about the two girls. There'll be one more NPC that we'll be finding named the Afflicted Beggar. We're going to find him in the Forbidden Forest, but we're going to be sending him to Yesefka's clinic for reasons I'll tell you about later. Oh, Jesus Christ. I also forgot. There's one more thing that I want to do. This is important. This is going to be a boss fight that will actually lead to an important part. Now, this is going to be the fight against the Dark Beast, I think it's called Dark Beast Parl. Let me switch to some good stuff. It's basically, imagine a giant skeleton werewolf that's covered in electricity. And... is it sleeping? Yeah, it's sleeping over there. Look at that asshole. But there's a reason to actually do this. It'll open the way. It's a back entrance into Old Yarnum. And you can go this way and talk to Jura, the hunter, the one with the Gatling gun on top of a building, who's angry at you when you go into Old Yarnum for the first time. And if you do it the back way, then you can go up and talk to him without him being aggressive. So you can become his friend and you won't have to kill him to get his specific powder keg hunter badge. It's going to be useful because it allows us to get cool badge is what I wanted to say. This is important because we'll be able to visceral attack some bosses where they do enough damage. And recall that's very useful because he loses his electricity aura, but he'll find a way to do this. So, oh shit. I can't do this, but all his, stuff. So he'll go away, and all that. Hunter is actually, look at his weapon. That is actually the church pick, which we will be getting. It's a DLC weapon, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, we did that, and now we can open the back way. We also got the Spark Hunter badge, so we can get some new stuff in the shop. But we're going to be heading through Old Yarnum. We're going to talk to Jura at the top of his little building. We're going to get a unique gesture, and then we're going to be able to get the Powder Keg Hunter badge, which will allow us to get the Stake Driver, which is a powder keg weapon that's like having like a silver stake for a fist, and then adding a rocket to the back of it that makes it explode. It's an intense weapon. Alright, but it's a good thing I went through here before, because I got this shortcut. Now, it's important to note that you can say, I will spare the beasts of Yarnum, and that'll allow you to become his friend. But if you attack any beasts in Old Yarnum, in his line of sight, then he will become hostile to you again. Which, at that point, your only choice is to really kill him. You won't be able to, like, come back and ask for forgiveness or anything. But we're coming up through the back way, which is a little bit more time-consuming with everything, and he's going to walk towards us and talk to us. Now, he's a hunter, but he refuses to kill beasts because he realizes that they're people. Now, see? Look. He's walking towards us, and see, the weapon he's using right now, that's the Stake Driver, because he is part of the powder kegs.
Well, well. How did you get in here? It's no matter. What brings you to Old Yarnum? I've no interest in matters further up, but you must not disturb this place. The beasts do not venture above, and mean no harm to anyone. If you still insist on hunting them, then I will hunt you first. You understand me?
We're gonna choose Spare the Beasts of Old Yarnum.
Yes, very good. I no longer dream, but I was once a hunter too. There's nothing more horrific than a hunt. In case you fail to realize, the things you hunt, they're not beasts. They're people. One day you will see. It's time you got going. But first, a farewell gift. I have no use for it anyway.
Alright, that's Power Keg Hunter Badge. And a unique emote. The Brush Off Dust.
What is it? Surely I need not repeat myself. Go, I say. You have the whole night to dream. Make the best of it.
Alright, now, this is gonna seem like a bit of a dick move, but I'm gonna actually kill this guy, because that's the only way to get his armor set from the Insight Hunters, or the Insight Bath Messengers. So, please don't get angry at me for doing this. It's the only way to get it on this thing. So, we're gonna try and cheese him and do a strong attack on his back, and then keep doing that and knock him off the edge, because that'll usually instantly kill him.
Is it the blood, or are you just raving, man? When the frail of heart join the fray...
Alright, now see this?
Becomes the hunted.
Okay. Alright, not good. But he's not doing as much damage. Alright, here.
You're the beast. Just think about what you're doing. It's utter madness.
Eat a dick. Okay. There we go. Now we're free to roam about Old Yarnum and actually be able to fight the beast without having to worry about him using his giant-ass Gatling gun. Alright, now we're gonna head back. Yeah, I feel really bad, though, about killing him, because his whole lore is... Well, I'll try and read it to you when we get his armor set. It's a little sad. Alright. Insight. One. Now we're gonna purchase the Grey Wolf, the Ashen Hunter set, which is actually his set inspired the Hunter attire that we have. But now we have some interesting stuff like oil urns, rope Molotov cocktails, which we actually use to throw behind us. Can't quite remember what else we get, but the important thing is the rifle spear and the stake driver are two weapons we got, as well as... Yeah, the rifle spear and the stake driver, but I already have the rifle spear. Damn, this requires 18 strength. Was not expecting that. Alright. Maybe we'll be able to... Yeah, we just need to upgrade it twice, so... Gonna use one of these.
Welcome. Very
I'm gonna
well.
level up strength, just so I can show you the stake driver.
Now shut your eyes.
Strength. 18! There we go! Alright, and we're gonna switch out Hunter's Axe with the stake driver. And boom, we got it! Now, it's kinda... This is the normal moveset. It's not too bad. That one, it's mostly a strength weapon, as you can see, with the requirements. But this is its transformed mode, where the stake actually goes in. We do this attack, which is slightly quicker, but the whole thing is with a strong attack. Now watch this. You're like, you like have a shotgun as a hand. Like sends you flying backwards. But it says, a trick weapon fashioned by the workshop heretics, the powder kegs, favored by the retired hunter Jura. The stake driver, with its queerly complex design, violently drives thick stakes into the flesh of foes. The stake driver allows for high damaging critical attacks, but is difficult to use and leaves its wielder wide open. But none of this should bother a mere powder keg. Alright. Back to our hunter axe. Put on the Grey Wolf cap. And Ashen Hunter set. Where's the Ashen Hunter? Oh, I also went ahead and bought Gascoigne set. But the attire of the Hunter Jura, this worn wolf cap, was his trademark. Jura is known through his contact with the powder kegs, the heretics of the workshop. He is said to have been both uncommonly kind and dreadfully foolish. Jura felt defeated by the state of Old Yarnum and renounced his hunter vows. Now, you may be noticing this similar design for the hat. The tricorn cap that he wears is actually the one that inspired this, the normal hunter's cap. As you can see with the things, except for the bandana. But, yeah, we got his thing, and you're a terrible person for being my accomplice in this. I'm kidding, kind of. Alrighty, get my head. Gonna repair these weapons. Then, hopefully, we will, yeah, we're gonna head into the Hunter's Dream. That'll be that. The Hunter's Nightmare. We're in the Hunter's Dream right now. Forgive me. Yeah. So his lore's a little sad, but we hopefully won't have to kill him on the New Game Plus playthrough. But here is where you need to watch. Alright? Keep your eyes on it. Oh yeah, we also got everyone here. Got all the survivors and stuff, so that's good. But, here. Watch this. Now this is actually where I got the capeless variant of the Hunter's attire. And if you stood by here, this would happen. This would happen. Okay, there we go. Look. Now look closely. You see that? Big thing? Keep watching.
Curse the fiends, their children
And listen.
too. And their children forever true.
What'd you think of that? Yeah, that is called an amygdala. Or I think the correct term is lesser amygdala. But let me tell you this. How would you feel if I told you that the entire time I've been playing, that thing has been up there watching me, and we just couldn't see it because our insight isn't high enough? Alright. Terrifying, right? Wait, Lisa, like from, is it The Evil Within? Or Lisa from PT? But, yeah, let me just say, that's not the only amygdala, and there's quite a few scattered throughout Yarnum that'll be looking at us. Oh, The Evil Within is such a good game. But, alright, we're here. This is the DLC area. The Hunter's Nightmare. Now, you may be noticing this area seems a little similar. Well, don't worry, because it's not going to look like that for long. Alrighty. And... look at this. Like a malformed dream, not fully remembered. Like a memory, because try and remember a place, because then you'd realize you can't remember it perfectly. And doesn't this kind of remind you of something like that? But we're about to see one of the main enemies of this area. This is a blood-drunk hunter, and they are very powerful, so I'm gonna have to rely on some visceral attacks. Okay. Got it. See, look at that health. Still not as bad as Henrico. Boom. Got him. Boom. Man, it was so much harder my first time around. Alright, this is the first... well, these are old hunters. And we just got the first part of the old hunter set, which is the old hunter cap. Let me put that on, because it looks badass. Check it. Ooh, that looks nice. Old hunter cap with a wide brim that hides their sharp gaze. In the old days, when hunters were 10 a penny, this was part of their standard garb, right? It, like, reminds me of a cowboy hat. I like putting it together with another DLC armor set from this, DLC, which is the Yamamura hat. Or the Yamamura set, not the hat. I actually replaced the hat with the old hunter cap, and it looks like, probably the closest thing I could get to looking kind of like an Eastern warrior or a ninja. But there's going to be another hunter here. Look at. This is the cool thing. The beasts will actually fight the hunters, or the hunters will fight the beasts, as you can see, because they get absolutely fucked. Nice try, shitlord. Haha, can't be beaten that easily. And hit him with it. And then hit him with it. And this is so much harder the other times I try to fight it. I just wasn't using the right weapons. Oh. Alright, got some blood vials. Fuck, I need to not use up all my bullets. I need those for later. And that's one of my favorite mechanics in this game. You can just drain a little bit of your health and get some bullets back. It's an interesting mechanic. So remember that when you play, that you can get some bullets back, but you'll be draining some of your health, which you can, if possible, use a high rally weapon to claim that health, if you can, or make sure to just use a blood vial to make up for it. But we now have 2 pieces. We just got the gauntlets. There's going to be some other stuff. We're going to get a weapon. I think it's like over there. Beasts here. Let me switch to a torch, because they're afraid of it. Yeet. Oh, they're dead. My bad. Thought they were alive. It's on me. Oh god, I forgot about this one. Here's the dog in the DLC. They're so strong. Doberman man. Oh, man, I hate, like, the worst enemies in Dark Souls and Bloodborne are the dogs, because they're just so annoying. They just completely interrupt and stagger my attacks. How the fuck do I... Oh, just forgot. We'll just do this. Twin Bloodstone Shards. Those are going to be good. We use those to upgrade our weapons to +6. And... damn, 6 in a row. I hate dog enemies. Die! Madman's knowledge. Off, eat a dick. Switch. Fuck off. Alright, now this is good to remember. A lot of beast enemies will actually be afraid of fire. So they'll like back away and they won't try to attack you as much. There should be an old hunter that's supposed to come and fuck all these guys. I didn't kill him, right? Oh, there he is. Yeah, oh, that one has a boom hammer. I completely forgot, but yeah, that guy's got a boom hammer and a torch, a dream, like an actual dream to murder all these beasts. Hit him! Yes! Now get him, beasts! Oh god, there's two. Cool there. God, these are the worst ones to fight. Quit spamming your shitty hammer, shitlord. These ones are hard to actually hurt as much. Look at you with your shitty hat, Dr. Soup. And the boom hammer ones are the hardest to beat because I can never really get their timing right, and they deal so much damage if they connect with their transformed version. Thankfully, though, they're fairly easy to dodge. Fuck off. Dick, dick, dick. I've got 21 bullets. Alright. Should be enough for us to parry the fuck out this guy, you know? Hopefully, maybe sneak up behind this guy if that doesn't aggro him. Get that other beast. There's one behind you. Get him. Get Mr. Beast. Not me. Mr. Beast is right there, man. Right there. I'm so angry. Not at me. He's not angry at me yet. Oh, that was bad. That was bad on me. That was bad on me. Dick. Ooh, that hurt. Okay. Now they're all gonna swarm me. I feel like Crisp... I almost called him Crisp Rat. Crisp Rat during Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World. These guys are a lot tougher. But those are gonna be the main enemies you're facing at this point of the DLC. Ooh, that's good, we got a blood gem. I think that one will increase our damage. Woo, we need that. Oh shit, I forgot! A little bit of a trap right there. And not the fun kind that you see in those animes. I hate dogs. Get him, get him, get him, get him. That is another sort of old hunter, I think, but these ones are weaker than the others. Although they do spam their piercing rifles, which can make them a much bigger problem. Even if they aren't doing as much damage, okay, they may be doing a bit of damage. But they mostly just spam their gun to make it easier to deal with them normally. Oh, come on, game. Oh, fuck. Alright, well, I got everything I needed from down there, so I don't really need to interact with them that much. Could probably maybe damage that guy a little, and then trigger a big flaming boulder that's going to come down those stairs, and let that finish him, then I can come back and deal with it. I at least have to, like, upgrade more of my health. I'm not even using a very good armor set for this area because I want to look cool. Do you think I look cool? Because if not, then all this pain has been for nothing. I'm gonna run past you because I don't care. Get angry with the other ones. God, the dog! Ah, I hate dogs. Come on. Fuck off, you dick. Eat it. That's a good thing about your gun. Okay, you're coming after me. Fuck. I'm glad I don't remember how many echoes I had. Fucking hell. I wanted him to go for those beasts, which were literally right in front of him. Okay, well I don't have anything to try and salvage, so I'm just gonna do a speed run through the area. Hopefully not die too much. Use the torch to ward off beasts. We're gonna go the other way and not with the dogs because fuck those dogs. Fuck off. Skip this because I hate it. Blood vials. And this should be the... Yeah, Beast Cutter. This is the first weapon of the DLC that we're going to be getting. We're going to be getting quite a few in the next thing, but... I know, it's like the worst. And then if you get caught up by a single enemy, then the entire mob that formed to get after you just catches up super quickly and just ruins your entire day. Oh, there's another one to be used. Oh, that's right, the shortcuts. I should have grabbed this first time. Old Hunter trousers. Now all we need is recipes, and we'll be done. We're going to be able to look super fucking cool. Gonna open this. You know what, fuck it. We'll kill this guy. Let me get some blood out. Boom. Should have used the blood vial. God damn it. On me. This will be a good shortcut because we won't have to run through all that. We just only really have to worry about those guys. And let's check and see, was there an item right here that I missed? But we'll be getting that weapon he's holding soon enough. It's called the Beast Hunter Scythe. Not Scythe, it's S-A-I-F. I don't know if that's like another different like language. Maybe it's like Old English for Scythe. But here we go. Oh, let's figure that out. Is this gonna be the Old Hunter? Yep. Okay, now we have the full Old Hunter set. Good. Ow. That hurts a lot. fighting. I don't really know what those are. I can't quite remember what they're called. Maybe Watchmen? But they're also pretty annoying. They're like the executioners that we fight in the main game with the big axe, except they're like Cthulhu furry version. Yeah, but these guys aren't too bad, because you can't really do much with the torch, but that guy can. I didn't realize he'd come down the stairs that much. Oh, Jesus. Bloodborne and Dark Souls can just be so BS. Ugh. I am dreading having to fight against the Orphan of Cause on stream, because... oh my god. I was fighting him in New Game Plus, I think on Monday, and that's one of the reasons why I was really so drained when I was doing the stream on Tuesday, is because I was fighting the Orphan of Cause from 5 p.m. and it took me till midnight to beat him. Because that boss is such bullshit. Like, it's so broken and ridiculous. I know. And like, I almost got him. Like, he had no health. You know how there's those two white lines, like the one at the beginning of the boss's health bar and the one at the end? And it gets like shorter as you damage the boss? Well, guess what? I had it so both of those lines were completely on top of each other, and for some, like, he must have had like one single health point out of like the thousands of health points he had, and I don't know how. Like, it should have killed him. But then he did one of his bullshit super speedy attacks where he jumps like halfway across the map and then throws this projectile, like a swarm of projectiles that have amazing tracking, explode, infinite range, and he threw a giant wall of them at me while I had no health. And that I should have killed him then. And that would have, and then I lost because he killed me with his bullshit attacks. And it was horrific. I was so angry that I couldn't even be angry because I was just so numb. Like, I was just in shock that the game did that to me. Like, if there's one boss in the entire Soulsborne series that is broken and is really just not fair, it's the Orphan of Cause. Like, he's hard enough in his first phase, but then in his second phase, like, you don't get a chance to actually hit him because of how fast not only is he moving, but his attacks. Like, if he could take like a second to recover from some attacks, then that's okay. Or if his attacks, like his normal attacks, didn't have a 360-degree radius of damage around him, and if he wasn't like doing these attacks where he's in front of me, and then he does this attack where, like, if I'm in front of him, he does this attack where he'll leap forward and then do this sort of curve with his placenta, and yes, I said placenta, he uses his placenta, it's disgusting, it's like all boily and stuff, where he uses it and then he'll do like this, like, curve and attack in like this radius, and like he can hit me when I'm pretty far ahead of him. But the thing is, he's not just limited to doing that. He can do that same attack, but I guess there's some sort of tracking, because if I'm behind him, he can do that attack and then just move forward a little bit and then completely curve around and hit me. Like, if I'm behind him and super close to him, he can do that and just curve, like, and immediately, just instantly, just... I think the closest thing I could compare it to is that teleports behind you, nothing personal, kid. That's essentially it. But, like, that's the worst part of his design, is that you, like, get no chances to hit him, and he'll punish you just for existing in the boss arena. Like the amount of damage he does, the amount of attacks he has, and the fact that he can do this, like, attack where he calls down lightning from the center of the arena, and the only way to really avoid it is to run to the very, very, very end of a single part of the arena that stretches out over the ocean, and you might not realize for the first few times, if you're fighting him just on the beach in the part of the arena, in the boss arena where you're fighting him, you might not realize that you can actually go and walk on the water. And that might fuck some people, because if you're standing on the beach, or like even just really close to the water, even if you're standing on the water, that lightning will do like an entire circle through the arena that you can't dodge. You have to get to the very end of the water, to the end of the boss arena where there's an invisible wall in the ocean. And that's the only way, because that's the only way it's like spread out enough for you to actually dodge it. And it's ridiculous, but I'm happy now because we got the old hunter set, so let's see how it looks, alright? Let's not think about that just yet, because I don't need the PTSD. Alright. Here's how we be looking, which is pretty freaking Gucci. Boom! Old hunter set. Along with an old hunter weapon. The beast cutter. Right? It looks so badass. I love the scarlet, like, undercoat part. That part is just so beautiful aesthetically. But there, you notice that belt on the right leg? Right there. Well, there's a reason for that, and it's because apparently back in the old days of hunters, back when this was their usual garb, there was a superstition that the beast blood crept up the right leg, and if you put a belt around your right leg, that would stop you from turning into a beast. But that was a superstition that the hunters had, and that's why they tied belts around their leg. Which is also kind of interesting, because as a hunter, you actually, when you're using the healing blood vials, which is your health item, look where I inject it into. I inject it right into the right leg. So, it's pretty interesting. It doesn't really affect much. It's just a superstition, because that didn't really work at all, but it's like a cool little lore thing. Also, the glove, you can see the brass. Let's take a look at the normal hunter attire compared to, or the more recent hunter attire compared to this one. Alright, see? Looks pretty different. But it's also interesting because, for another reason, because there's also these little smaller brass plates for armor, but they're on both arms now, rather than just the left hand defending your gun hand. So now there are two smaller plates instead of one single large one for one hand. But, yeah, they've changed throughout the years. There's a lot of interesting stuff about, like, the old hunters and their lore. And also, during Gehrman's boss fight, I think he actually does have, like, cloth tied around the right leg of his outfit. Which shows just how old he is, because I think in the Hunter's Dream, if we're counting, like, how many years ago he started this stuff, like, because I think, like, all this lore that's been happening, maybe with the beasts, or at least with, like, Lawrence and Master Willem, I think Gehrman's, like, around 100 or 150 years old, and he survived because he's been stuck in the dream, bonded to it, and not allowed to die. But we are going to use some blood echoes, and we're going to upgrade our beast cutter, because it's badass looking. I'll show you exactly why in just a second. Repair this before anything. Fortify our beast cutter. Boom. +6. Gonna put some blood gems. Ooh, that is a good one that I got. Hold on, let me switch that out. Upgrade with ooh, wait, hold on. Oh, damn it. Never mind, it doesn't work for that weapon. Yeah, there we go. Alright. We've upgraded our beast cutter. Now we can cosplay as an old hunter for a while. Which we're gonna do. It's probably gonna be really hard. What do I want to buy? Buy blood vials, because we're probably gonna run out. Now we're gonna head back to the Hunter's Nightmare. Oh, alright. Well, it was nice having you by. You could for a while, or, you know, never mind, I'll save it for the next time. But, thank you for coming. So happy we were able to do this. And good luck with your work and stuff. Oh, should I try and plan to do another one tomorrow or anything? Or... Don't worry about it at all. I'm so happy to do streams. But yeah.